Good morning children. Our today's topic is mechanism of muscle contraction. Before this, first I want to recall you that what all we have discussed, because the previous knowledge is required to understand the present topic. Look at here, this is the structure of the muscle fiber. As we have seen that skeleton muscles are made up of muscle fiber. This is the membrane, sarcolemma, plasma membrane, sarcoplasm, cytoplasm, sarcoplasmic reticulum, which releases calcium, is the endoplasmic reticulum of the muscle fiber. First thing you are to recall this. Now these muscles fiber are actually made up of myofilaments. They have dark and light bands, and these dark and light bands are actually made up of myofibrils or myofilaments. And these myofibrils and myofilaments are made up of actin and myosin protein. And these dark bands are made up of thick filaments, which is made up of myosin protein. And light bands are made up of thin filaments, which is made up of actin protein. This is the diagram of thick filaments and thin filaments. This dark brown color is showing myosin filament or thick filament, and this light color is showing the thin filaments or actin filament. This is the Z line and this is the Z line. Distance between these two Z line is called as sarcomere or unit of contraction. So now we are here starting with the muscles contraction. Is actually the mechanism of muscles contraction, and this mechanism is best explained by sliding filament theory. Why do this theory is called as sliding filament theory? Because in this theory it is been explained that the sliding of the thin filaments or actin filament takes place over the thick filaments or the myosin filaments. Now what happens? Now come to here. First of all, a nervous stimulus from the central nervous system through the motor neuron is sent to the muscle fiber, and this unit is called as motor unit, in which one motor neuron and one muscle fiber is connected. This unit is called as motor unit. Now the junction between the motor neuron and the sarcolemma, which is the plasma membrane of the muscle fiber, is called as neuromuscular junction or motor end plate. We can understand it this way. Suppose this is the muscle fiber and this is the nerve which is bringing the stimulus, or motor neuron which is bringing the stimulus. So this point is called as neuromuscular junction or motor end plate. Okay. Now at this junction, because of this neural signal, a neurotransmitter acetylcholine will be released, and then it will generate a action potential in this complete sarcolemma. Here acetylcholine is secreted or it will be released, and here a action potential will be generated here in the complete sarcolemma. Okay, now what will happen? This action potential will spread throughout the muscle fiber. It will spread throughout the muscle fiber and will cause the release of the calcium ions from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. That means calcium ions will release from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, which are present in the sarcoplasm. Now these calcium ions will actually bind with the troponin. Where do the troponin is present? Troponin is present over the tropomyosin. It is the structure of actin filaments, which is made up of two actin filaments over which two filaments of tropomyosin are wrapped around. Troponin, over the tropomyosin, there is a protein present which is present at some regular interval, that is troponin. So this calcium which is released by the sarcoplasmic reticulum due to action potential. Now that calcium will bind with the troponin, and thereby it will remove the masking site of the myosin. What does it mean? It means that actually these myosin head is to get bind with this site of the actin filament. So it was being hidden by the troponin. So once the calcium has binded with the troponin, so it has removed the masking active sites of the myosin. This point will be clear again when we will be discussing the theory. Now here what is going on, the next point of the theory. Now here it is what given, actually the ATPase is here present in the head of the myosin filament. This ATPase will generate the ATP. Hydrolysis of ATP now takes place, which was already present in the head of the myosin filament. This ATP will break down into ADP and inorganic phosphate so that the energy will be released and myosin head will bind with the active sites of the actin filament. What is the active site? Where the troponin was present, but due to calcium the troponin has removed and active sites of the actin filament is now available to bind with the myosin filament. This theory can be explained by this way. Suppose this is the head of the myosin filament and this is the actin filament. When the hydrolysis of ATP takes place and it forms ADP and inorganic phosphate so that the energy is released, because of this energy this myosin filament will bind with the actin filament, and this site is the myosin binding sites over the actin filament. Here only the troponin was present, but it was removed when it got bind with the calcium ion. So this site is called as myosin binding site over the actin filament, and in myosin filament the actin binding site is also there. So these two filaments will bind with each other. This is called as the cross bridge formation. Here the cross bridge is formed. Okay, now what will happen? We can start it from here. Then when it is binded with the actin filament, then this condition will form. This is called as cross bridge. Once the cross bridge is formed, then this myosin filament will pull the actin filaments towards itself. I can show you in this diagram. You can see that these are the myosin filament and these are the actin filament. When the head of the myosin filament will bind with the actin filament, so that these myosin filament will pull the actin filament towards the center. So these actin filament will be pulled towards the center, here towards the center of the H line. Okay, so that this gap of this is the Z line, and there is a gap between the myosin filament and Z line. So when these myosin filament will pull the actin filament, so this Z line will come to here, and these actin filament will pulled towards the center. So the length of the myosin filament will retained, but the actin filament will completely overlap the myosin filament, and this Z line will come closer up to here. The position of the Z line will be here and here due to the contraction of the muscle. So once the contraction takes place because of the cross bridge formation, though actin filaments are pulled up towards the center by the myosin filament. Once the stimulus is removed, then this ATP will further break down into ADP and inorganic phosphate to provide energy to pull the actin filaments. Once they are been pulled, then again ADP and inorganic phosphate will rejoin to form ATP, and this cross bridge formation which has taken place now will get break. The breaking of the cross bridge is also results, and formation of ATP will again take place. Okay. Now the process will again start. This ATP will further break down into ADP and inorganic phosphate. This myosin head will again get bind with the actin filament. Again it will pull the actin filament towards the center. And again when the muscle will get break, then the formation of ATP will again takes place. So this is the breaking of the cross bridge in the relaxed stage of the muscle and formation of the cross bridge in the contraction stage of the muscle. So this is being explained here. As I have told you, the myosin head now binds to the exposed active site on the active. Myosin का जो head है वो actin filament के this portion where the troponin was there, it will bind to there only. Now what will happen, that the cross bridge exposed active site of actin to form cross bridge, and this pulls the attached actin filament towards the center. Where actin filaments will be pulled up towards the center of the A band, that means it is the myosin filament. The Z line will attach to these actin filaments is also pulled inwards, thereby causing the shortening of the sarcomere. As I have shown you in the previous figure that this Z line will come closer this side and it will come to this side. It will result into the shortening. Sarcomere length was this much, but when Z line will come here, as I told you, the distance between two Z line is called as unit of contraction. So the sarcomere will, become shorter at the time of contraction inwards, and thereby causing the shortening of sarcomere. Contraction stage is this only when the sarcomere has become shortened due to the pulling up of the actin filaments towards the center. It is clear from the above steps that the shortening of the muscle is only the contraction, and the I bands get reduced. That means the light band has got reduced. They have moved towards the center. And A band means the myosin filament has retains their length, and releasing of ADP and phosphate goes back to the relaxed state. Once the ATP broken down into ADP and inorganic phosphate, that stage is called as relaxed state. And after the joining of both ADP and inorganic phosphate, once it is been broken down, then the energy is released and it is being used for muscle contraction. And once the ATP is again formed and the cross bridge is broken, as you can see that here the ATP is again formed and cross bridge has broken, then that stage of the muscle is the relaxed stage. And ATP is again hydrolyzed by myosin head, and again the cross bridge will form. When this ATP will again broken down, means hydrolyzed, then again the cross bridge will form, and again the muscle will come under contraction stage. So that way this is the contraction and relaxation of the muscle. Now the process continues till the calcium ions are pumped back to the cytoplasmic reticulum or sarcoplasmic cisternae. What does it mean? Once the nervous stimulus is removed, then the calcium ions will stop releasing, and this causes the Z line to go back to its original position and muscle will get relaxed. Reaction time of contraction and relaxation is different in different muscles, and repeated activation of the muscle lead to the formation of lactic acid, and which will result into the muscle fatigue due to the anaerobic respiration of glycogen. Now muscles are of two types, that is the red muscle and white muscle. This is white muscle fiber and other is the red fibers are there. Red muscle fibers are there. So these red muscle fiber are very rich in myoglobin. They are rich in mitochondria. And this mitochondria actually uses large amount of oxygen stored in them for the ATP production, and they undergo aerobic respiration. But these white muscle fiber are less of myoglobin, less of mitochondria, and they depend upon anaerobic process for energy. These are the types of the muscle fiber. Now what about this diagram? This diagram is actually showing the various stages of muscle contraction. Here you can see that suppose this is the Z line, these are the Z line. You can see the actin filaments are overlapping the myosin filament to some extent, but here you can see the actin filament has pulled inward and the gap of this M line has reduced, and this distance has also got reduced, and here you can say that actin filaments have completely pulled up inside and this gap has completely got reduced, and Z line has come closer and myosin filament has retained their length and the actin filament has completely overlapped the myosin filament in the stage of contraction. So sarcomere length was this much, but now it has become shortened. You can see the length of sarcomere was this much, but due to the gradual contraction the sarcomere has become shortened, and these are the various stages of contraction of muscle. This is all about this chapter and this theory of sliding filament theory of muscle contraction, which is a very important question for 5 marks, in which you are to include this diagram also and you are to include this diagram also. Got it? Locomotory movement and locomotion is actually the function of the muscle. So that we have completed this topic, and skeleton system is deleted this year from your syllabus. Thank you.